متن انگلیسیش سفرار جان نایب خیلی خواهش میکنیم که اگر ما را کمک کنن بخوانند.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, the Most High and the Most Merciful. It has been nearly half a century since the Cold War era. Its competition, ideologies, and increased Islamic fundamentalization and local and near-local conflicts of its neighbors have victimized Afghanistan. The consequence of being caught in between these conflicts is a tiring and continuous war. Besides vastly ruining this country, stopping any economic, social, and cultural development, and causing massive human causalities, it has destroyed the basis of an inclusive national government that can guarantee the sovereignty of Afghanistan. Unfortunately, one of the most unpleasant consequences of this disaster is the diminishing of a collective national identity and the emergence of a fringe movement centered on ethnicity and tribe. In 2001, developments and presence of American and international forces helped Afghan people to frame a democratic regime and draft a constitution that guarantees people's basic human rights. This includes ethnic and religious minorities, women and children, and free media and freedom of expression. Also, there was a big hope for the economic and social advancement of this country. Due to the issues mentioned above, and especially Taliban's reappearance of their empowerment by certain countries and increasing corruption amongst the government authorities, war and killing of Afghan civilians has not only stopped, but it is increasing day by day. The reality of this notorious life in Afghanistan shows that the establishment of peace and national reconciliation is needed more than ever today. Therefore, the attempts that were started by the Americans since around 2 years ago to pull back American forces and end the war, and the following agreement between the USA and the Taliban created the hope that the negotiation between Afghan government and the Taliban delegation results in a permanent ceasefire, and also an explicit agreement that guarantees all rights, interests, and participation of all ethnic and religious groups, as well as women and children's rights. It has now been 3 weeks since the beginning of the negotiations in Doha between the Afghan government and the Taliban. Due to the rising Taliban attacks, a lack of framework for negotiation, and leaked information that Taliban will not agree to special protections of ethnic and religious minorities, Afghans and the diaspora Afghans are seriously concerned that there will be no change of the Taliban's hardline policies and interpretation of Islamic law and government, especially with regards to human rights of women and ethnic and religious minorities, which are protected by our Constitution. Therefore, as representatives of the Afghan diaspora in British Columbia, Canada, we implore that not only the Afghan government and the Taliban to come to an agreement regarding the matters below, but to also implore the Canadian, United States government and the United Nations to employ their influence in achieving the demands listed below. 1. Agreement on an immediate and permanent ceasefire. 2. Agreement on protection of basic human rights of all Afghan citizens, including ethnic and religious minorities. 3. Agreement on protection of basic human rights of women and children. 4. Agreement on maintenance of democratic values and an elected government in Afghanistan. And 5, we need assurance from the United Nations and other foreign countries that our agreements are to be acknowledged. Thank you.
دوستا پیش از اینکه ما و شما خداحافظی کنیم، گرفتن همچنین گرد همایی های نه تنها کار رضاکارانه و داوطلبانه میخواه، بلکه مصارفی را هم متاسفانه در این کشور داره. گرفتن یک جای کرایه دادن، خریدن انشورنس یا بیمه بر از او، ساختن یک بنر یا یک چیز کاغذ قلم دیوان مصارف خود داره. ما به کمک شما واقعا نیاز داریم. یک صندوق آنه را دادن دروازه ماندیم، وقت رفتن به حد توانتان یک لطف کنین که به خاطر همین مصارفی که شده ما بتانیم امور قسما جبران کنیم. البته آقای حبیب زاده و تلویزیون کاروان و کاروان استودیوز همیشه در برنامه های ما آمده صدای ما را لبیک گفته و ما کمک کرده. ما از صمیم قلب از اینا تشکر میکنیم. از هر کدام شما که در روز یکشنبه بعد از پیشین زیبای یکشنبه تا صدقه صلح و قربانی افغانستان کردین اینجا آمدین، تشکر میکنیم. قدم هایتان را ببخشین، ما را واقعا خوش ساختین. بسیار دوستای دیگه ما دعوت کرده بودیم که نامدن، یعنی بین شما که آمدین و آنهایی که نامدن همین فرق است که ما از شما باید 10 برابر سپاسگزار باشیم. بسیار تشکر از نهاد خیریه امید که با ما کمک کردن، از سلطان جان فیضی که کمک کردن، از خود رئیس صاحب که همینجا را پیدا کردن گرفتن برای ما. بسیار تشکر میکنیم. راست زیاد شود و دیگه ماده 5 که ضمانت برای آن که افغانستان دوباره به دوره جنگ داخلی نرود و توافقات دوحه تضمین بین المللی شود، این را به حالش میمونیم و به می حالت یک رایگیری میکنیم. من پیشنهاد میکنم دوستانی که موافق هستند که همین قطعنامه را از حالت مسوده به حالت نهایی تغییر بدیم و دیگه به مراجع مربوطه نشر کنیم، لطفاً دست خود بالا کنند. دوستان عزیز، برای همه شما وعده میکنیم که ما در جلسه بعدی کار بیشتر، وقت بیشتر به این وقف کنیم تا نتیجه دلخواه برای اکثریت حاصل شود. این کار کل ماست، کار مشترک است. باز هم از همه نهادها، از نماینده هایشان و از همه دوستا تشکر. برنامه ما رسما ختم شده. آب و چای نوشیدنی در بیرون است. تشکر.